Hey everybody, welcome back to Hawk's DIY. Well, now that I've got a strong back and new batteries for the trolling motor, it's time to move on to some other projects I've been needing to put some attention to. One in particular is trailer wiring in the back. I've got some wiring. The taillights it's pretty much a mess. They got just a mess down here and it's hanging down. So I thought I would tidy it up. They got some bad connectors on here. Tidy all that up and get it stuffed back up under here neatly. That's a project, and of course I got to do this one too. So try to knock that out. It's going to be a pretty good job. I got my rug out here. And also, now that I got this fender painted, I want to try to get this fender bent back out where it's supposed to be. If you look at the other side here, you know, this is what it's supposed to look like. So the other side is just bent in. So I'm going to try to figure out how I can fix that. And I got a whole list of stuff, so I don't know where this video is going to go, but come along with me and we'll see what happens. All right, let's get this party started. I was gonna go fishing today, but it's so windy out. It's like 30-mile-an-hour wind gust or something crazy like that. So anyway, I got the towel over here. I'm gonna get ready, get started on these tail lights. And so thought I'd show you this mess they got down here. They got these clip-on. Don't ever use these. These are junk. You gotta think this trailer's backing down into the lake all the time, and so these things, what ends up happening is they get corroded, and then they start shorting out, and then you start having trailer light problems. So what I'm going to do today is get rid of these pieces of craps and solder the wires and heat shrink them, and then that'll solve all of that. So that's the plan, and you know, I guess you could say I'm laying down on the job. So just gonna be like the wind today, just go with the flow. All right. So the first thing we need to do is get this license plate holder out of the way. They've got a flathead screw on one side and a 1/2-inch bolt on the other. So I'm going to try to get this out of the way. It'll give me a lot more room to work. And hopefully I can get a screwdriver up in here though. It's kind of a tight spot. Yeah, that'll work. If I can get enough bite on it. Come on now. Don't be a booger. There we go. All right. So we'll get this out of the way, and it'll be much easier to work on these wires. And I don't need this license plate holder anyway. I don't use it, so it's totally just a waste. There we go. So, should pop right off. All right. So we got that dude out of the way. Get rid of that. See, now we got room to work. So we can, I'm gonna go ahead and put the nuts back on this thing so that they don't get lost. All right, get that out of the way. So now, see, we got all kinds of room to work. We can get this tidied up a lot better. So anyway, let me get my stuff together and we'll get started on this. Well, I'll tell you what, that sun is brutal. I mean, it's blinding. Yeah. All right, fellers and fellettes, I thought I would show you real quick. This looks like a mess, right? Well, I just wanted to show you real quick what's going on with the wiring. So this here is the main tail light, okay? So you're gonna have a white wire. That's gonna be your ground. You're gonna have a red wire. That's gonna be your stop light. Then you're gonna have, it looks like a kind of a brownish black. That's gonna be your running lights, okay? And so you can see that running light is running over here to the running light right here. And that's gonna be the hot for it. And then the white is the ground. It comes back over and it's grounded to the frame. And then you're also gonna have a hot wire coming off of the running light for this backlight. This is a backlight up here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a backlight and it just illuminates underneath here. So anyway, that's all there is to it. It just needs cleaned up and tucked up in there nice. And these connectors need to go away so that it won't corrode and short out. So that's the challenge, is getting all this cleaned up. So I'm getting ready to get started on that. And I guess I'll do one light at a time. I'll probably start with the tail light because it's gonna have the most wiring. So anyway, let's get going. All right, making a little headway. So I got the all those connectors, got all those chopped off. Kind of getting the wiring a little organized now. But I also, there was a little bit of a dent right here, so I banged that out and got that to where it's, the trailer's curved the way it should be. And so anyway, yeah, I got all the connectors out of there and I'm ready to go with the wiring. I have a little bit of dilemma here with this running light because the wire is really short. So I'll have to probably solder an extended wire onto it in order to really get this done correctly. But anyway, I tell you what, it's probably not a good idea to work on trailer lights just after you got your back healed, you know? Kind of stupid, right? But that's where I'm at, so see what else I can get done today. All right, fellers and fellettes, I got that running light out of the frame over here. And so what I'm gonna do, since I had to cut this wire so short, because that's where they had it attached, for whatever reason, that's where they decided to splice it. So what I'm gonna do, I need to have that wire longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wire here that I got, that I pulled off of one of those crappy connectors, and I'm going to solder and heat shrink this wire onto here. That'll make that wire a lot longer, and then we'll be good to go. I'll have to put it back in and get everything wired up. So just thought I'd show you that. All right, looky here. Got the wire soldered up and heat shrinked. So It's extended out. It's long enough now for me to do all the wiring underneath. So now that that's done, I need to pop this back in there, you know, shapop, you know what I mean? And we'll be good to go. All right, I got the running light installed back into the trailer, and I do have one of the wires done already. It's been soldered and heat shrinked. Now you see how much cleaner that is? You know, there's no way that's going to get corroded or go bad. So that's what I'm doing, and that particular wire is on the tail light, and so we're gonna get going here and try to get as much done as I can today, but we'll come back to you tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have this side done and we can start on the other side, or maybe, you know, start finishing up on this in the morning. But it's already going on 4:30, and I've had enough of laying out here on this concrete. So anyway, it's hard on an old man. But anyway, we'll see you in the morning. Well, it's the next day, and I was able to finish up last night before I quit. I got this tail light finished. I'll show you that here in a little bit. I want to get ready to start on this side and get this side done today. And then hopefully I want to hook the truck up to the trailer and test everything. So that's where we're at. And boy, it's beautiful out here today. Wind calmed down a little bit. Looks awesome. It's probably, there's still going to be windy, but maybe not as bad as yesterday. So let's get started. Well, let's take a gander at what I accomplished yesterday. It was kind of a battle. It's kind of a tight spot to work in, so, but anyway, there she is. I've got everything twisty tied up. It's nice and tidy. So you can see how much better of a deal this is versus what it was before. So I'm really happy with that, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So also I wanted to mention this is a backlight. That's the backlight for the license plate is what that is, and I decided to just go ahead and bypass that. So I didn't even hook it up. If you look closely, the wiring up there, I didn't even hook it up. I just snipped them off and tucked it out of the way. I didn't see any point in hooking this light up. There's going to be no license plate here. It's just a waste, you know. So that's what that all worked out. So here I am. I'm laying down on the job again. Oh man, I tell you what, this is hard on a guy's back. Getting up and down. I'm telling you, be glad when this is done. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that real fast. We're gonna go ahead and get over here and get everything in place and do the same thing. All right, so it's the same deal under here, guys. You got the red wire, that's your stop. Your white wire is your ground. Then this brownish black is your running lights. So you only got a tail light and the running light over here too. There's no backlight like there was over there. So anyway, when you're doing this, guys, always cut your lines right up on these cheap connectors. That way you're saving as much length on your wire as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of these old cheap connectors and rewire it. So let's get her done. All right, success. I've got this tail light and running light done, and turned out awesome. Let me show you what I had to do. Basically, what was cool was I was able to route the ground wires straight to the grounding point. So this side was pretty cool because where they were grounding it was more easily accessible. So that worked out great. And then I've got the other wires tied up. They're soldered and shrink. So shrink wrap on them. So we're good, man. Turned out awesome. So now we've got to hook the truck up to the boat, and we're going to test these tail lights, make sure everything's working good. So let's do that next. All right, guys, so you're going to have to be my peepers. So I'm going to go up to the truck and we're going to check these lights. I'll start with the parking lights, then the brake lights, and then turn signals. So let's give her a shot. Okay, guys, so here's the running lights. Okay. Here's the brakes. Okay. Left turn signal. Right turn signal. Brake with the right turn signal. Brake with the left turn signal. So there we go, guys. So how did we do? All right, ladies and gents, we've got all the lights working, so check it out. I got Jeff up there, he's on the brakes and he's got it in reverse. And these I was worried about. I was wondering what these were, and they're indeed reverse lights. But everything else is working. And so we're good to go. So that's a win. All right, Jeff, you can shut it off. So here's the side marker. Side marker lights are good on each side too. So we're good to go on that. And I actually inspected underneath on those wires as well, and they all looked good. So we're good to go there. So anyway, I guess that's gonna be it for the trailer lights. And I'm gonna come over here tomorrow and start working on this fender right here that I showed you earlier in the video, and see if we can't get that pulled out tomorrow. It's probably going to require jacking the trailer up and taking this tire off so that I can beat the living snot out of it. So anyway, that's where we're at. I guess we'll see you tomorrow. Well, it's the next day, and you couldn't ask for a gooder day. I mean, it's prettier out here than Farrah Fawcett in a bikini. I'm telling you, man, it's pretty awesome out here. But we're gonna get on this fender today. I don't know if this is gonna work, fellas and fellettes, but we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try to bend this fender up out of the way. I don't know, they must have hit a curb at one time, previous owner, and I just don't like how close it is to the tire. So we're gonna try to beat that into submission today, and hopefully get it bent back out. So I got the 4 jack and the 12-ton jack out here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some I've got some other stands too I'm gonna use so that we're nice and secure. But that's the plan today. So I'd say let's get this thing jacked up off the ground, and let's get these lug nuts off, get this tire off. I've got all my wrenches, and it takes a 19mm socket for the lug nuts, so let's get going. All right, I got the trailer jacked up. I've got a 3-ton safety jack up front here, and I've got that 12-ton jack in the back that did all the work, and I also got a 3-ton jack back there for safety. So we're good to go. I already loosened the lug nuts, so we can go ahead and start getting these lug nuts off, get this tire off, and we can go to beating. Give it the beat down. See if we can get that fender to pop out into place where it should be. It'll look a lot better if I do, you know. It's been an eyesore ever since I bought the boat. But I tell you what, it's pretty good to do a little tinge on the old skin today. Really a guy should probably have some sunscreen on, especially as pale as I am. I need that socket. Know what I mean? A feller get burned out here, especially this redneck. Well, that and being stubborn. Oh, that's right. It binds after you take so many of those lug nuts off. Let's get her done. Get her done. All right. Come off there now. Get on off there. Come on now. There we go. All right, let's get this tire out of here. Take the beauty cap out. All right, let's roll this and set it up against the house. Get it out of here. All right. It's time to go get a hammer now, I guess. Let me get that figured out and I'll be right back. All right, fellers and fellettes, I got my grandpa's sledge here, and I've also got this rubber mallet. I'm gonna go over a look at the other side real fast and just kind of verify where this thing should be formed to. Just want to make sure. Okay, so it should be straight down, so we got quite a ways for it to come out. So anyway, let's get to beating. Put my sunglasses on. All right. Probably help if I took all the stuff off the top of the fender. Popped it out a little bit on those wax. I just hope I can get it fairly straight. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Yeah, it don't look too bad. Well, it looks a lot better. Oh, wow. Let me take a gander here. All right, yeah, I could come out a little bit right here. Oh yeah, she looks good. She looks real good. A little bit too far there, but nothing, no big deal. I could actually probably take a rag and put right there. All right, I think that's gonna do it. I'm happy with that. That's way better. Let me bring you on in here and I'll show you what we got. All right, check it out. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? So that's no longer bent, and I just beat the heck out of it and bent her back into shape. You know, the hardest part about this job is just getting the trailer jacked up and getting the tire off. But man, that looks so much better. And I did notice there's a little bit of a spot right here. You can see it from a better angle from over here. Hold on. See that? So I'm gonna try to, since I got the tire off, I'm gonna try to get that a little bit better. And then we'll put the tire back on and we'll have that knocked out. Just another little small little piddly project, you know, that you just gotta eventually get to. But man, look at how much better that trailer looks since I've done all this work. Just a huge difference. So anyway, that's how you do that. All right, I did a little massaging. And so here's where we're at. I already showed you this, but I was able to get that dent out for the most part. There's still a little itty bitty ridge right there, but I can live with it. I beat on it long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this tire put back on. I did spray my lugs down with some WD-40. They were kind of dry. So let me get this tire back on and figure out if I'm gonna do anything next or not. So anyway, let's get this tire on. All right, I got the tire back on, and now let's take a gander at the final product. So as you know, I painted all this. So now the fender's been out where it's supposed to. And look at that, guys. Doesn't that look sweet? So torque the lug nuts. I always torque them to at minimum 90 foot-pounds. And anyway, I also was going to show you, I'm going to have to paint this entire fender. And the reason is we got a couple spots here, got a spot right there. There's some rust up here. And then if you look close, you can see where my white overspray got on the fender back here. But like I said, I was gonna have to paint it anyway. There's some pitting right there, and there's also some down here and right here. Of course, you know. So all this stuff is gonna have to be touched up. Of course, that's gonna be in another video, but looks great. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So anyway, I think that's all I'm gonna do today. I didn't think I'd dig into anything new. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, click like, subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, helps out the channel. And we'll see you on the next project. Probably have something to do again next week, I'm sure. So we'll see you then.